I spy with my little eye something that is green and squishy. Hello. Yeah, just come at me, buddy. I'm gonna chop you into little bits and then harvest your little bits and then stick them onto pistons and use them to kill other things that are green. It's not easy being green. Hey there everyone, my name's GamePar and welcome back to another episode from the Minecraft Cafe. We are starting out this episode on an unintentional end run. That's right, I got a message from Silver just a little bit ago. He died via Enderman death in the end, and he's only had the one elytra and couldn't reach his stuff. So I made a journey to the end, found him, and dropped off a spare elytra and some rockets to him so he can go back and grab his stuff. But we need to find an end ender now, and I stumbled across this end city on my way to find one, so I might as well just kind of clear it out. So I'm going to get that done, get back to the overworld, and get today's episode started. I also have no shield, so I've got very little protection against these shulkers here. Might as well collect what I can get. It's just a small end city, not too much, so should not be too much trouble. So we're back from our unplanned excursion. I planted a chorus flower that I accidentally got, and it's starting to grow, so that'll be good for eventual end rod farming. And I just want to show you, we've got 16 shulker shells, and I got that spare elytra, so that is pretty good. And it's going to take me a little bit of time, I think, to get another mending book. I'm going to have to do a few AFK sessions overnight. I'm a little nervous about trading with the villagers because I don't think that they're going to be quite the willing slaves. I mean willing employees that they once used to be. I'm pretty sure that their trades get locked out permanently now. So that's going to be a little trickier to get mending books during this season, but, you know, we'll have to figure out a way. Maybe that, you know, deals with a little bit of the OP of the grindstone. So I'm going to be trying to find myself some mending books to apply to that extra elytra. I need to do some grinding. I need to do some mining and some general work around here. So it is Sunday evening. The last episode, which hopefully you've seen by now, for me hasn't released yet. And I'm going to spend tonight working on doing a bunch of mining, just trying to grab as many mined resources as I can. I'm going to get a bit more work done on the area over here, maybe try to see if I can grind out some mending books as well. So hopefully, when I see you again, I will be rich in diamonds, iron, gold, redstone, all that kind of stuff, because we are going to start a redstone project in this episode. That's right, we need a kelp farm, and I don't want to be going and manually collecting kelp again. I had a pretty good collection system in the last series, but I want to automate the entire process here in this season. So I'm going to need a bunch of resources for that, and that's what we're going to attempt to build in this episode today. And I'm resisting the urge to go to YouTube to try to find a pattern that I can follow. I'm going to try to figure it out myself. So prepare yourself for face palms and derpiness, because GamePar is going to attempt redstone. So I'm just trying to see if I can get a mending book by enchanting books, and I just discovered something even better about the grindstone. I was placing 2 of these in to get this out, and I just realized I just have to place 1 in, and I'm going to get all the XP from that, and it's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm getting XP from all of these, and this is a lot easier than the way I was doing it before. So I've been grinding away at doing some work. Haven't even made it underground yet, so I'm definitely not rich in emeralds and diamonds and iron and gold and all that kind of stuff yet. But I am really starting to get low on rockets. What you see in my hotbar there is all that I have. And so I went out to hunt creepers and realized that hunting creepers out in the wild is definitely a very inefficient way of hunting creepers. And I think rockets are going to be more important at the moment than kelp. So we're changing gears. We are changing gears, and we are going to make for ourselves a creeper farm. And I was playing around a little bit last night on a brand new test world that I created, and let me show you what I did. So this is the idea that I originally started with. I wanted to play around a little bit with the top of the world mechanics that I discovered in my last series, where we had built right up to build height and got loads of mobs spawning. Problem is I haven't really been getting a lot of mob spawning up here. So my idea here was to create a platform where mobs would spawn. I had a cat here in the middle so that creepers, let's just, oh, I can't spawn them on the top block. Anyway, creepers would spawn on here, they'd run away from the cat and fall down. But also that zombies spawning would see the villager and they would run towards the villager or try to walk towards the villager. This wasn't overly successful. But I thought, let's take the cat mechanics that Silver Platinum was using in the last series and see if we can come up with a different idea. So that led me to building this box. Now, it just looks like a box from the outside, but let's take a look on the inside. On the inside, we have creepers spawning in. Let me get back up here. And you can see that they are running off the edge. So we have a little kitty cat. Let me get a torch here so you can see what's going on. We've got a little kitty cat in here. And we've got the spawning platforms, which I think if I build it, I will trim it down by 1 block all the way around so that we don't get the spiders spawning. Although I could use all the string. So creepers spawn in here, they see the kitty cat, they run away, mostly, for the most part, and they fall off the edge. So we could create this in the Minecraft Cafe, make it a couple of levels tall, and we should get fairly decent mob spawn rates. I'm currently in creative, so we're not going to get a whole lot of mob spawning in here at the moment. But let me clear out the creepers and get rid of the torch. And there we go. And let's see what is created here as far as mob drops. Also, I figured out a way to keep the cats from wandering off the edge. So basically, I've got a slab down here, so the kitty cat is sitting in the slab, and then I've got a slab up here, so the creepers still seem to be able to see the kitty cat and run away, but it keeps the kitty cat safe from being lost off the edge, being pushed around by the creepers. So I think this is probably going to be what we're going to do. Obviously, there's a carpet on the floor, so that there aren't any larger sections other than 2x2 to prevent spiders from spawning in here, and the trapdoors above to prevent zombies, skeletons, and other mobs from spawning in here. So this should turn out, as long as we trim the edge here, should turn out to be a pretty efficient creeper farm. Now, creepers obviously won't spawn. I say obviously as if everybody knows this, but I mean, I had to learn it. Creepers will only, well, any mob will only spawn if you're at least 24 blocks away, and so you need to be within a 24 to 36 block range for mobs to spawn. You can't be closer, can't be further away. So we need to position this in a way with an AFK area and collection area that is going to be conducive to the mob spawning. So I'm going to clear away. Actually, let me set the time to day here. Clear away all these extra creepers, and we'll take a quick look to see if they spawn quickly. So for the sake of test purposes, I've built a glass wall all the way around so that we can see which creepers have spawned inside, just in case some of them are spawning in the world naturally. So let's get rid of the torch. Let's get out of here. We're going to AFK for a moment or two and see what kind of rates we get. Oh, we can already see that creepers are starting to fall out. That's a good sign. So I've been AFKing here for about 1 minute, and I've seen quite a few of these creepers fall out. I'm going to switch back over to creative mode and take a look to see how many we've gotten in that short period of time. Look at this. This is pretty good. For about a minute worth of AFKing. Let's hop inside and see what's going on. So all of the creepers have fallen off, and let's see, 12. So about 12 creepers in a minute. I would say that that's pretty good. And if we get 2 or 3 levels to this, we should be able to spawn a good chunk of creepers. So let's head on over to the Minecraft Cafe and build this in-game. First step is obviously going to be figuring out where we want to build this. Now, I've kind of built into this mound here, so I don't really want to build it here. I want to kind of keep this mound, and this is basically going to be our industrial island, essentially. It's going to be where all of our farms are, so I think, let me just get up into the air so I can get a good glimpse here. But I think that maybe this little peninsula here would be a good spot, or maybe we should build it on top of the water here. That might not be a bad idea. I don't want to build it too far away. So, you know what? Maybe we will build it here. And I'm thinking, first of all, we're going to need to light up all the caves. Now, that's not something we have to do right away. I can do that a little bit at a time as we go. But we will want to light up the entire cave area. But if we do it over the water, we could get rid of a bunch of water, dig straight down, and potentially increase our mob counting spot. I don't know what I just said. Our mob spawning rates. That's what I wanted to say. What I might do is level this hill here, build it on the hill. We can evaluate the drop rates, see just how much gunpowder we get, and then if we're not getting enough, then we can take some drastic measures to try to increase our drop rate. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. First step is going to be building it here on land and see what our drop rate is like. And if it's not to our liking, we will put it up to the next level. One fully flattened out area, and I think it should be about the right size. Now, because we're building a creeper farm and there's the chance of explosions, I think I'm going to go to the end and mine out some obsidian and build the basic structure of this thing out of obsidian. That way, if there's an accidental explosion, we don't have to repair a whole lot. Spoiler alert, using obsidian wasn't my best idea. I feel like this might be enough. I'm not sure if this is enough. But mining obsidian is really boring. Takes forever. There's the bedrock. I've taken out quite a bit. Is this enough? I guess I can always come back if it's not enough. But also, I don't want to waste the rockets. I've only got 45 of them. Let's hope this is enough. So here we are at the building site, and I think what we want to do is work from the collection area up. And we will need to find our center and figure out our measurements and dimensions. Now, what I want to do is figure out a way of getting this set up so that we can either AFK and kill creepers by a death drop, or we can kill them ourselves with our looting sword. So we're going to want to figure out a way of doing it both ways. So let's find the area that we want to have as center. So I'm going to figure out what the center point is from kind of from that shore, and that shore. And we're going to use that as our center point and go out from the middle. So we want to set this up so that we can have both manual and AFK killing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up some hoppers down here. Now, originally I wanted to have a 2x2 killing area, but I realized that we are an odd number of blocks. So there's no way to do an even area here. So we're going to put 2 hoppers in here, and we're just going to have a single wide drop shaft for them to fall onto. Just make it 2 blocks so that we don't have too much cramming. We'll create a manual killing area up closer to the actual spawn platforms, and we'll be able to set up some pistons that'll retract so that if we want to switch between manual and automatic killing, we can. There we go. So we're going to build this up to the height that we want it. And then we are going to work on our manual killing platform. Then we're going to work on our water stream collections. And then we're going to start working on the platforms. Now, it must also be said that I don't have anything that I'm copying. I've created my little test unit in my test world, but that's about it. So I have a vision of what this is going to look like and how it's going to function in my head, but I don't have something that I'm following. So do plan for derps and facepalms. It should be also noted that I'm using dirt for temporary scaffolding. Although I've got lots of bamboo, I don't have the extra string that I need in order to make scaffolding, and scaffolding requires bamboo and string, and well, every bit of string that I get is going into that cactus farm behind me. So dirt Scaffolding it is. Step 1 complete. We've got our 24 block tall drop tower. Now I need to build a piston system up top so that we can switch it from manual to auto drop kill. But I just realized I'm going to need slime to make sticky pistons, and I don't have any slime yet. And it doesn't seem that anybody else has slime yet too. So I'm going to need to take some time and fly around, find a swamp, and spend some time looking for some slimes. Fortunately, I found a swamp pretty much just one rocket's fly away from my industrial island. So that was pretty lucky. Now I just need to wait for some slimes to spawn. I spy with my little eye something that is green and squishy. Hello. Yeah, just come at me, buddy. I'm gonna chop you into little bits and then harvest your little bits and then stick them onto pistons and use them to kill other things that are green. It's not easy being green. All right, we got 18 slime balls. That's enough for me for now. So let's head back to our base. I've got the hoppers in place with some stone. Once they get activated, they're going to push these stone blocks into this area, preventing the creepers from falling to their death, and I'll be able to sit here and kill them off and gain the XP and be able to get more of the creeper powder because I'll be using this handy dandy looting sword. Next thing I need to do is work on the water stream areas that are going to funnel all the creepers into this area. So let's get at that. I went into my testing world just to do a little bit of work on the water streams before I started building this thing in the Minecraft Cafe. And just the dimensions of this thing mean that my water streams for the collection zone only go to this block here to cover everything, and creepers tend to get stuck on this level here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick water in this spot here and then this spot here, and that's going to bring a little bit of water here to push them down into the area. Just a little bit of a trick I'm gonna have to use in order to get this to work the right way. I don't have much of this thing done so far, and well, I've gone through a good chunk of my obsidian, so clearly I have not collected enough of it. Foundation of the water stream is in place. My next job is to build up the water stream walls. I'm gonna go too high. That way I'm going to keep the spawning platforms as close to the manual killing area as possible. That way I can AFK over at the manual killing section and still have mobs spawn. So that is my next step, and those are going to be obsidian walls with probably just wall supports done up in the stone, just so I've got a place to place the blocks. I'm doing whatever I can that's outside of the area of blast range in stone to conserve the obsidian that I need to use, because I think I'm gonna have to go back to the end and get some more. Still, I can't believe I thought using obsidian was a good idea. Water streams are in place. I'll just take a quick tour around here to show you what's going on. Basically, creepers are going to drop into the water streams, and they're going to be pushed along through to the drop zone. Now, there is a chance that some creepers will get caught up in these corners, but eventually other creepers will come along and push them through. So the only other thing that I could do is put cats in the corner here to encourage them to run away from through these areas. And if we run into some major issues, I might consider doing that, but I don't think it's going to be too much of a concern. My next job is going to be installing this platform and the trap doors, and I'm going to keep the roof open for a little bit as I get this done. I'm going to need to go get a kitty cat once the platform is in place. Once the platform's in place, we've got our kitty cat installed, I will start working on the roof of this platform, and yeah, we will get this thing working. The nice thing is I can start with just one layer, and I'll start getting creepers spawning and going to their death. The details of this thing, the multi-level, the redstone for the little trapdoor here, they don't need to be finished for this to start producing. So I want to get at least starting to produce in today's episode. Platform's done, trapdoors in place, carpet's gone on, and we even have a little place for our kitty cat to go. So I need to go and find a village, find some stray cats, tame them, bring them back, and one of them is going to go right here in the center. So we're over at the very first village that we found, and I know that there were some stray cats around here, but we're gonna need to find them. Hopefully they're all not all down there. Found one. All right, let's come up to it and see if we can make it like us. Kitty, kitty, I've got some nice cod for you. Here we go. How many is it gonna take? Yay! Awesome. Can you follow me? Okay, good, you're following me. Okay, kitty, get in the boat, please. Get in the boat, please. Kitty. Get in the boat, please. Okay, can I push you into the boat? Good. Kitty is in the boat. Let's go. And we're back on our shores. Let's see if we can get Kitty out of... Can we get Kitty out of the boat? Okay, we're gonna have to break the boat. Hooray. Okay, come on, Kitty. Come on, Kitty. Okay, come on, Kitty. There we go. All right, now we just need to move you into your little spot like that. There we go. Awesome. Kitty is now in their permanent home. Now what we need to do is build up the top of this thing, get all of the various trapdoors in place, delight the interior, and then we'll be good to go. Then we can start... Oh, let's turn the hitboxes off. Then we will start collecting creeper powder. Hooray. Inside the spawning area, everything is pretty much ready to go. I'm just going to get rid of all the torches. Also, I've left this open for the moment so I can, 1, make a quick escape, and then 2, I'm just going to fill this in with stone because it's just going to be temporary to close it off until we get a second and third layer in this thing. So let's go ahead and make sure that this is completely dark in here, and it's gonna get a little dicey in here potentially, but again, that's why we've left the roof open so that we do get some light in here, at least temporarily, as we do our escape. So I'm gonna... I don't think I can pillar up. Oh no, okay, I'm gonna have to rock out of here. I'm down to 12. Oh, there go my trapdoors. I'm down to 10 rockets now, so this thing has to work. Also, I'm gonna go sleep and we'll finish this off. I am out. Everything is good to go. I'm gonna seal this thing up with some stone. Again, sealing it up with stone because we're gonna eventually break this up. And once I seal this off, it should, fingers crossed, be active. So the whole thing has been sealed off. Last thing I'm going to do is create an AFK platform 24 blocks out from this center location. So, well, 24 blocks out from this row. So 1, 2, 3. I am in my AFK protected area here. I actually might make it 2 blocks thick, just on the chance of phantoms doing some issues or something like that. So, but for now, this should be good. I should be within the appropriate distance for spawns to kick in. And let's see how this thing does. All right, so I've got my camera account out. I'm just seeing what's going on here, and we have had some creepers spawning inside. The rates aren't particularly great because, well, I forgot to light everything else up. So we're gonna have to do that in order to make sure that creepers are actually spawning in here where they're supposed to be spawning, not everywhere else that's available to them. But I do believe we have some drops in there, so once daytime comes, I'm gonna head down there and just make sure that we do have at least some gunpowder down there so I know that this thing's working. And now for the big reveal, do we at least have some gunpowder? We have 1. At least we know it works. Now, there is some mob spawnery weird stuff going on, So I do have to make sure that absolutely everything gets lit up. So that's going to be my next task. I will get the whole surface down here torched up. It'll look a little ugly for now, but it's got to be done. And we'll get the top of this thing torched up so that nothing's spawning on top, and then we should be golden. So I've AFK'd overnight. I had a wandering trader show up here at my doorstep. I mean, that's taking door-to-door salesmanship up to an whole nother level. But I'll show you what we managed to collect overnight. I mean, it's not stellar, but given that I've only got one platform so far, it's not too bad. And we've been having some issues with mob spawning on the server, and I think that's got to do with the snapshots. So, I mean, not too bad given how small the spawner is so far and some of those mob spawning issues that we've had. I mean, I've gone out to the desert to get mobs, and there just haven't been any for quite a long time. So, obviously, there's some sort of thing going on with the spawn rates with this snapshot. So hopefully that gets solved within the next one. But I think this is going to set us up pretty nicely for a creeper farm. I mean, I'm not looking for gobs and gobs and gobs of gunpowder from this thing. I'm looking to really supply myself with rockets. So I think this thing is really going to do the job quite nicely. Now, my next job is to build the next couple levels. So I'm going to get at that, and then I'll bring you back and show you what the spawn rates look like. We have 3 layers complete on this thing, and they are active. And you'll notice that I made the top layer out of stone. I can't believe how much time I've wasted using obsidian on this thing. I mean, there's been no creeper explosions in this. There was no need to do this. So, yeah, a total waste of time. Oh my good gravy. So much time wasted getting the obsidian and using that. But yeah, we've got 3 layers done. I'm going to head down to the ground layer, and I want to show you just what we've managed to accomplish as far as making things with drops out of this. This is my rocket box, and we have this many rockets so far. Now, I have used a bunch of them. So I've also got a bunch of gunpowder. This thing has increased its drop rates, I think, since we've just updated to 19W13A snapshot today. So that is looking promising. However, I am going to make a change. I've been putting my episode together, and while I was watching back my footage, I had a better idea for the collection of these mobs. So I'm gonna start working on that, and I'm gonna show you what's going on with that. And here's the reason why making this thing out of obsidian was such a bad idea. I have to break all of this obsidian now that I've decided to do the collection system in a different way. I'm going to be here forever. Half an hour later, give or take, all the obsidian is out. I've got some trapdoors to replace because I had taken these corners off, hoping that the creepers would go around the corner. I've got some signs still to remove, and then we're going to build the area. Basically, we're going to have them drop down into this area here and be pushed into the center by water and then drop down the center. I think that's going to be much more efficient. Here we are in the newly renovated creeper collection area. So creepers will drop down and they will be pushed towards the central trench, which then pushes them towards the central drop area. We'll glass this in and make a nice little drop tower here where they will fall to their doom underneath. And this is going to work so much better. They're not going to get caught up on anything. So I'm going to make the tower, make the collection area below, and then we'll see how well this does. Collection tube is in place, and I did decide to go with glass just so that we could see the creepers dropping down to their death. Now, to activate the farm, I just need to go up top and place in the cover block so it's nice and dark inside. Once I put these down, we should start seeing creepers dropping. Oh, look at that! Creepers are fallen. That's a good sign. So I've cleaned this area up. I've gotten rid of the stone walkway. I should be able to just elytra onto that. Cleaned up the old drop chute, and this looks so much cleaner. Quite happy with the way this looks. I've seen a few creepers fall into their deaths. We do have some creeper powder in here just in the time I was getting rid of the old drop tower. I'm going to have this completely empty. I'm going to AFK overnight. I'm going to get about 7 hours worth of AFKing in, and I'm curious to see just what kind of drop rates we get during that time. So I've just finished off an AFK fish session. I've been AFK fishing most of the day. I also spent 7 hours overnight AFKing at the platform for the creeper farm, and oh, that's good. Chests are filled all the way up to here. I really need mending. That's why I did the all-day AFK here. What I'm really curious about, I filled almost the entire first row of the shulker box over here with gunpowder overnight while I was AFKing up there. And I want to know how much I might have gotten AFKing at the fish farm. I don't think I would have gotten much because it might be too far away. So I'd be happy with this extra stack or something like that. Oh. Ooh. Okay, so just to explain, I filled 8 stacks plus, I can't remember exactly how many here, 26 or something like that. This is what I've gotten pretty much just from AFKing at the fish farm. I've got 70 levels right now, loads of loot to go through, and I was able to generate creeper powder. That's pretty cool. Okay, I've got to say, I am happy with this so far. I'm sure that we will build a much more efficient creeper farm later on in the season, but this will do us really well for now. I will probably add 1 or 2 more platforms on the top. We've got 3 right now. 4 or 5 might just increase the odds of getting creeper powder that much more. But that is all the time that I have for today's episode. I hope that you have really liked it. If you did, show me by hitting the like button. If you're new to my channel or haven't done so yet, why not hit that subscribe button today and make me a very happy GamePar. As always, I do encourage you to check out the YouTube channels of the other Minecraft Cafe members. Well worth your time. And we've got 2 new members to tell you about. We have Rucker Buck and Always William joining us here at the Minecraft Cafe. So do check them out. Those links will also be in the description below. But for now, this has been GamePar playing on the Minecraft Cafe. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Avery, what should everybody do?
Subscribe.
That's right. Subscribe.